the vision pathway, and his goal today is to inspire. Sharing Chapter 2 on how to launch a startup company, please join me in welcoming to the lectern Toastmaster Adhav.
What if I were to share with you the ways to launch your own startup company? Welcome back to our learning series, and this is Chapter 2, where my idea is to have you harness your own story, because it could create your own startup company and maybe even improve the lives of others. So yes, Chapter 1 was ideas are better when shared. Chapter 2 is all about leading through curiosity, and above all, solving problems. Because let's face it, ideas need to solve problems, not make them worse, for sure. So it dawned on me that through my career, I feel like I have been training for this opportunity all my life. I was a CPA, I was an Imagineer at Disney, until I left it all behind. It was a colossal decision, but I have absolutely no regrets, despite the dark days of launching a startup. And yes, there definitely were dark days, because it involves teamwork, building, continuing to inspire, leading, and then ultimately to find what's broken and make it better. So, have you ever wondered how to launch a startup? Quick show of hands. Great. No, keep your hands up just for a second. You see what's going on here? It's affirmation, right? But if you thrust that same hand straight ahead, it could signal stop. For founders, that actually means go. And let me explain why. For me, the power of that symbol is the thing that propels us forward. So 6 years ago, I joined a technology incubator. It was called the Founder Institute. And every week for 4 months, I would fly out to Palo Alto and get my butt kicked. Intentionally. 20 of us were on this program. And each evening, when we landed, we prepped our single idea, solving a problem, and honing our pitch. It's called the elevator pitch, your 30-second elevator pitch. And you have to practice it and practice it. So the beginning of every evening, you would stand up in front of an audience like this, and you would say your pitch, and you would immediately be judged. 5 being the best, 1 being the worst, and the trick is there were no 3s. So it was a really hard choice to listen to, and it's a really hard choice to deliver. Because when I started to pitch, I started to get 2s. I'm like, let me work on it, let me make it better. Then I started to get 4s, until finally, I got a 5, and then more 5s. And that, for me, meant go. And for founders, it's the thing that propels you. So here's the pitch. LeaseCake is real estate and location management made easy for restaurant operators and service-based retailers to help them reduce their risk and protect their locations so they can focus on building their business. Protecting and controlling all of your lease data and location data is easy, and with LeaseCake, it's a piece of cake. That was the pitch. So 20 founders, if you recall, started in the program, and by the time we graduated 4 months later, there were only 5 of us. Today, there's only 2 companies, and LeaseCake is one of them, that are considered viable. We've raised capital, we're continuing, we've got a team of people. So it's not for everyone. So just be careful. So once you have it all figured out, lead through ferocious curiosity. Always focus on why. Why? And it can apply to anything or everything that you see in life. So apply that curiosity to solving problems. I challenge you to find what's broken and make it better. So here's an example just from this morning. Are there too many straws in the environment? Look at this cup from Starbucks. They reinvented the sippy cup. This is an adult sippy cup that my kids used to drink from when they were 2 years old. So that was a problem that they decided to solve, and they solved it in a very clever way. Yeah, it's an adult sippy cup. I still make fun of it today. Let me tell you about another idea. A friend of mine came up to me and said, Taj, I have this fantastic idea. Oh my gosh, you're a startup guy. I want you to hear this. You know how many lakes are in Central Florida? Thousands and thousands of lakes. I want to start a seaplane fishing company. Everyone likes to fish. There's a lot of people that like to fish in Florida. There's tons of lakes. I will take you up on a seaplane, land you on a lake of your choice, and you can fish to your heart's content. But if there's no bites, I'll take you off to the next lake. And so on and so on. And I said to him, I said, wow. I was kind of getting caught up in this idea. I said, wonderful. Have you ever been up in a seaplane? I've never been up in a seaplane. And he said, no. And then I looked at him, I said, okay, well, you must love to fish. I mean, it's a great idea. You must be a fisherman. You've seen that you're solving a problem. He's like, well, not really. so we had a good laugh about it because, was he truly solving a problem, or was it a solution in search of a problem? So think about that for a moment, because that's ultimately what he faced. Now, seaplane fishing companies, they exist in Alaska for a bunch of different reasons. Maybe not so much in Central Florida, or maybe you guys have a plan to work that out. So find what's broken and make it better, and use your life story to reinforce that curiosity, and then pitch. Create a 15-second pitch, make it a 1-minute pitch, then potentially a 2-minute pitch, but practice, practice, practice. Make sure that you know it cold, but be careful what you wish for, because it could come true. Somebody could back your idea and say, oh my gosh, you should start to run with this. I'm behind you, and let's launch it. So to recap, here's the lesson. Get out of the room. And what that means is talk to potential buyers. Share your idea. Solve problems. Get feedback on what matters to them. Focus on the problem. Find what's broken and make it better. I am looking forward to seeing you on our next chapter when we talk about power. People-first organizations win. Win what? They win exceptional relationships. That's power. So thank you for tuning in. But before we go, I want you to rate me. Show of hands, show of fingers, 5 being the best, 1 the worst. There are no 3s. Awesome. Thank you so much. We will see you next time. Talk to you later.